Hey brothers and sisters. Alright, so I am here with the other word I received this morning. I briefly touched on it in my last video. I didn't mean to bring it up, but it was in the line of events this morning, and then it got me sidetracked when I brought it up, which is why I was like, and took a second to get back on track. But I do mean to share it, so I just wanted it to have its own video. So basically, this morning, woke up, immediately felt like the Lord wanted me to get down on the floor, like on my face. I got down and I heard, "I'm here with a warning." And then I heard tides. And I was like, what about the tides? And then I heard, pay attention to the tides. And I was like waiting to see if I received any scripture. And what I got was Revelation 9, specifically Revelation 9:16, which references the number of the angel armies which were sent to carry out the plagues that are going to come upon the earth. And then James 6, which references Passover and the 5 loaves, 2 fish story. If you want to go read those, I'm still a little bit confused where those pertain to this. But I did want to share the next course of action I took was to go on Google, which I'm going to do right now, and type in tides, and then click news. Okay, and I just want to read through these to you guys, all the latest headlines from this month that come up here. One day ago, with tides rising, Bangladesh farmers turn to flood-resistant crabs. Corpus Christi, New Braunfels man among 2 killed in riptides. This is 19 hours ago. Again, 19 hours ago. Flooding expected through 3 high tides in Ocean City. 3 days ago in Hong Kong. Could rising tides put the Venice of Hong Kong underwater? 2 weeks ago, powerful winter storm shows damage high tides with sea level rise can do. Shows damage that high tides with sea level rise can do. 3 weeks ago, left to Louisiana's tides, a village fights for time. 1 week ago in Charleston, coastal floods to be nearly as common as high tide in South Carolina. Today's storm surge is tomorrow's high tide, new report predicts. This was 2 weeks ago on CNN.com. 2 weeks ago again, storm-driven high tides pummel Maine coast for 3rd day. Boston Globe 2 weeks ago, how high are the tides in your area? Venice streets flooded due to high tides. This was 6 days ago. High tides cause floods in parts of Queen and Long Island. This was 2 weeks ago. Homes start to crumble as tides batter Norfolk coast. This was 22 hours ago. Residents horrified as stormy seas leave Hemsby homes in danger of collapse 2 days ago. Risk of 13 seaside homes sliding down cliffs remains very high. That was 22 hours ago. High tides, weird storms, a puzzle for waterfront workers. This was 1 week ago. Extremely high tides flood downtown streets in Annapolis 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And then Boston Globe 2 weeks ago. Here's when to expect high tides and flooding in the coming days. Wow, guys, that was, this isn't even all of the headlines, and these are all just this month. And it's all over the world. Okay, so I know this was from the Lord, and it is confirmed in all of the latest news stories around the world commenting on high tides. This is concerning, guys. We need to be paying attention. Do not be fearful, but pay attention. Do you live in a coastal area? Do you need to consider moving? This is something that the Lord can take up with you personally. Do not be afraid. Do not fear. My job is not to bring fear. As a watchman, my job is to watch and report on what I receive. So, take this to the Lord in prayer. I think that this is definitely important. Read those scriptures and, see if anything from that speaks to you. I think we need to be watching the tides here. Definitely. Absolutely. 100%. I believe that the Lord is merciful, and that is why he shares these things. And I live 3.5 hours from the coast, and me, my husband, and my children have all had flood dreams and warnings in our spirits about floods for years. And, tons of other watchmen have had the same. We need to pay attention. The Bible talks about the waves and the sea roaring. In fact, let me look up that scripture because that just came to my mind. Sorry, guys. Luke 21:25. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and the stars, and on the earth dismay among nations and perplexity at the roaring of the sea and the waves. Okay, guys. So we're in these times. We have to remain vigilant, paying attention. The Lord is pouring out his spirit right now, guys. And after our corporate prayer the other day on the channel, I hope that you all are receiving dreams and visions in greater numbers and more clearly, because I absolutely know that I have been just since that prayer that we did. Just amazing. God is so good. He's so merciful. All right. Bless you guys. And I will be back on here in just a bit. Let me know what you think. Love you.